Hello, everyone. Hedera, HBAR, Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink. And how about this? Real world asset tokenization. Those two coming together. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. If you guys saw my XDC video recently, you also saw Hedera teaming up, of course, with Hotcoin and even Zenfin XDC. So there's some big things going on in regards to blockchain conferences worldwide. And more importantly, it's understanding you know, deployment of smart contracts and whatnot. And believe it or not, we're even going to mention memes. Now, I'm not recommending some of these particular memes, but I do get into the meme coin land every now and then. But here's the thing HBAR memes. Could we see Hedera have an explosion when it comes to, yeah, I know, some people don't want to hear about it, memes? So, what is this update in regards to Hedera? Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Let's get into the weeds of what's important here and why I'm sharing it with you. Let's jump into it. Here we go. This is first from Hedera Hashgraph Association. Look what it says. Mentions some key highlights because, these are some new updates. Thought I would get into some new updates because Hashgraph is killing it. Hedera is killing it lately when it comes to the updates. As you can see right here, some things that are definitely worth pointing out is that Qatar charts the future of digital assets, of course, with Hedera and the Hashgraph Association. More importantly, the Qatar Financial Center, which is called the QFC, and the Hashgraph Association are setting a new standard for innovation in the digital assets and distributed ledger technology DLT space, both in Qatar and globally. But here's the thing. As you get more into it, you will see some pretty interesting people here. So for one, in the screenshot, you have, some of these members of the Qatar Ministry of Finance. You also see, I believe, Switzerland up in the mix. But again, why does this really truly matter? Well, again, real world asset tokenization is really starting to lead the charge. And these are the things we want to see. Now, as we get more into the outline, I want to show you why some of this is important for the most part. As we go over to LinkedIn, it gets a little bit more into the weeds of things, elaborates a little bit more on, why we're paying attention to this. But here's the thing. Qatar Economic Forum 2024 signed 50 million digital assets venture studio marked, of course, a key milestone, but again, cutting edge ecosystem for Web3 and DLT innovation. And they enacted this since September 1st, but more importantly, it's regulations. Remember how we're always talking about standards, regulations, and so on? So they have equity tokenization, they have the whole thing of real estate tokenization, and of course, back to the whole mention about carbon credits. So Hashgraph at the QSC, I think that's worth pointing out. And more importantly, it's also pointing out how, some big industry players are recognizing, like this guy, Michael Bajorn. He is the CTO over at Hashgraph Association, but he says it's amazing news for digital assets, of course, in that region. Yeah, Middle East. It's an honor to have them be able to support, of course, this transformation. As we get more into it, you'll see some more about the collaborations. And again, this is posted literally, yesterday, September 19th. But again, who do you see listed? Hedera, Chainlink, and you even have these guys, which is Signum Bank. And Signum Bank is, like it says, a global digital asset banking group. Back to my Switzerland reference, because it's a Swiss and Singapore heritage foundation, basically. They're really, of course, into Bitcoin and ETH, but getting into the likes of Hedera, well, moving forward, they realize that there's better solutions other than slow Ethereum. And while there's EVM rollups or I should say EVM rolls, EVM sidechains and all that for interoperability, keep in mind that sometimes people just want to go with the layer 1 solutions. So why is this really crucial for your understanding? Well, again, as we get more into it, more examples of people at these real world asset summits. Say what you want, Larry Fink has pointed out all this for a while now, but he's not the only one recognizing some of this real world asset tokenization, and more in particular, the RWA Summit, because, like it says, it's shaping the future of tokenization. And it's not just in Singapore, it's in Dubai, it's in Austin, Texas, it's even in Brussels, and even New York. So, why is that important? Well, it's showcasing the suite of the products, whether it's HBAR, whether it's even one I haven't covered in a while. I always pointed out that I felt as though Saucer Swap is a big opportunity for the Hedera ecosystem. As I get more into the outline, this is something that stood out to me. And this is where we're going to inject even things like, I know, you don't want to hear it, but memes. And this is from Brendan Grates. Who is he? Well, he's a developer, but more importantly, he talks about real-world assets with the new asset tokenization studio. Are you aware that you could build your own token? And more importantly, on Hedera in 5 minutes, under 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys this demo. I'm going to give you my own little commentary here in a bit on why I feel as though this is game changer for the meme token space, but more importantly, bring it to you guys. Here we go. Listen to this, and then we'll jump right back.
Speaking of real-world assets, last year's Token 2049, we launched Stablecoin Studio, and this year we're keeping it rolling and launched Asset Tokenization Studio.
Yeah, Asset Tokenization Studio is our open source toolkit that's helping institutions, companies tokenize assets, equities, bonds, all through a simple open source UI.
Yeah, major props to the engineering and DA teams at Hashgraph, plus IO builders, an ecosystem partner, and special props to Greg Scullard, who is at Hedera Kid on Twitter, who's been instrumental in this.
Yeah, speaking of tokens, I hear we have a challenge for everyone watching.
Oh yeah, that's right. So if you want to get a feel for what it's like to launch your own token on Hedera, give the 5-minute token launch challenge a go.
Yeah, and you don't need anything but a GitHub account. Everything runs in your browser. It's really cool.
Yeah, so it only takes 5 minutes. And speaking of building on Hedera, guess what? Tomorrow we have ETH Global Singapore kicking off, and it's right off the back of Token 2049.
Does it really just take 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes, no kidding. Like you can check out the demo of me doing it on YouTube.
Yeah, and don't we have bounties for building on Hedera?
Yeah, we have bounties. So 10K up for grabs. They're beginner plus advanced bounties.
Yeah, and no matter your level or experience with Hedera, just check out ETH Global Singapore bounties and Brennan's workshop, which is coming out tomorrow.
Okay, so say what you want. That's definitely worth pointing out. Now, I know they didn't mention memes. I mean, I'm not oblivious to that. But what I want to do is I want to take you over to here and to show you the reference of what he's talking about. So they have this challenge, and it's called 5-minute token launch challenge. Create your own fungible token using Hedera token service. Now, I understand, you know, this is more of like a NFT reference, if you will. But again, think outside the box. So, you know, in the past, I even did a live show talking about, for example, look at this ERC20 smart contract. I mean, the guy deployed a whole smart contract in under 1 minute. Now, that's on Ethereum, right? And, of course, a lot of people don't like those gas fees, do they not? So, you know, here's what really, really also stands out. It's templates, because as we know, ERC20 is the most popular smart contract out there. And again, people will just take a template with no coding skill whatsoever and deploy what they need to do, whether it's a clear meme coin ripoff or whatever. It might be a legitimate meme token, you know, again, with no utility. But again, the key thing is recognizing that the deployment of some of these things, and I get it, a lot of people might not want to hear about some of these things, but I got to at least share it with you. So I think, if anything, when more people hear about this 5-minute token, you know, how easy it is, well, it actually caught my attention, because what you heard the gentleman mention in the video was specifically what? He says that you can go to GitHub, and more importantly, all you need is a browser. Well, that's super simple, you know, and maybe some of you guys would like to test it out if you're bored, or maybe you're not bored. I don't know, whatever the case be, just for whatever reasons, okay? That's definitely worth pointing out. All right, a little bit more about this as I get more into the weeds of why this all matters. So I didn't click on all this stuff to make it because in reality I don't really want to create a project. I got no projects under my belt as we speak. But here's the thing, and it's a legitimate thing. I mean, like you said, it's 5-minute HTS token launch. It's a demo that was posted about 2 weeks ago. Launch your own fungible token under 5 minutes. And, you know, you can see plain as day how this works, but like, it's legit. I mean, like, even when I go to this part, check this out for a second.
File navigation. Over here, you have your files or your code editor.
Again, code editor. I mean, for the most part, he gives you a template, and then you just plug in, like, you just change some things. It's not like incredible, like, oh my gosh, I need to know C# or C++ and all this stuff. In reality, think of how many other people are just going to use this example as kind of like a template. All right, well, you know, word of mouth spreads like wildfire. All right, does it not? Check this out. There's a little bit more about this that I think is worth pointing out.
CD src in the terminal /script, and then hit the tab key to autocomplete, and then hit enter.
Yeah, and then you could just go into see where it says set token name to like whatever you want to call it, like Batcrap Inu or something like that. Call, you know, put the symbol in. It's just little things like slight modifications. It's not rocket science, you know what I mean? But the point is, other people will see this. Again, like I said, word of mouth spreads like wildfire. Now, as I get more into this, check this out. Hedera meme coins, like this guy says, are upon us. Brace yourselves. Well, some people don't want me to point this out, but I got to point it out because, you know, at the end of the day, why would I not reference this if it wasn't worth pointing out? So here's the key thing. As we get more into this, are you aware that there's already some top meme coins on the HBAR network? Now, I'm not saying you go out and buy these, okay? Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. And I'm not paid by any of this stuff, okay? Just throwing that out there, just in case there's a Yahoo out there that wants to say that. But HBAR network, Growth, and Crete, all right? Now, I'll pump the brakes on that for a second because I want to show you some research, all right? I'm sure some of you guys are fully aware of some of these meme coins that popped up on Solana. Okay, so as we can see right here, smart contract Solana and Popcat, man. I mean, my God. I mean, I remember when this thing went from, you know, it freaking mooned, right? So this has only been out since the beginning of the year at roughly, what was the all-time low? Yeah, look at this. All-time lows, 0.00383. So since 9 months again, 9 months ago, this is up 23,753%. This is why a lot of people, yeah, they'll get into utility, but at the same time, they also recognize that they want to get some big gains. And yeah, a lot of stuff is volatile, but say what you want. All time, does this look really all that crazy volatile? I mean, that's a nice looking, that's a pretty impressive chart. You know, I'm into things like Caspa, and Caspa has a beautiful chart, right? But again, there's volatility like in anything. And look, all-time highs was just 2 months ago at roughly slightly under $1. So if you think about it, I mean, that's more than 100x, right? That's huge. And that was Popcat on Solana, okay? And that's, by the way, ranked what? Currently ranked 72 overall in the top 100. Now, Solana has really stood out when it comes to meme token deployments, has it not? Absolutely, right? They're doing their thing, and it's more than just meme coins on Solana. And that's not me telling you go out and buy Solana. I'm just making an example. But check this out. Here's another one that's, you know, is obviously been on my watch list for a while, and I'm not getting into it. I think I already missed the opportunity on this, but it's Dog with Hat, also on Solana. And again, the point is, you know, less is supply, but again, contract is on Solana, a meme coin, no utility. But bottom line is this, all-time lows, only 8 months ago. It's only been out since, just like the other one, the beginning of the year. And more importantly, all-time lows was 0.067 cents. All-time highs was $4.85. And basically speaking, like, that was up 949% from, you know, like all-time high, you know, and 2,521% gain if you would have came in at the all-time low. I mean, a lot of times most people don't, and there's a lot of examples that we could use where you can apply it to anything. But again, the point is, meme coin deployments. I mean, there is some hidden gems even with the meme coins. But check this out, because I did reference Hedera. And as we jump over to Hedera, here's your example. 6.67 million growth. Max supply is, equal to that. And what's deployed? Well, that's a Hedera hash graph contract, is it not? So was this deployed in under 5 minutes? That answer I don't have. But they do have a self-reporting circulating supply of 100% out there. And more importantly, again, understanding some key things here, because let's get more into the weeds of even this. This launched June 15th of 2023, about a year ago. And that was at 0.01958. And the all-time highs was only 6 months ago during March 9th of 2024, the day Biggie Smalls passed away, or P. Biggie, anyway. $1.71. Okay, so it's basically like, wow, like worth pointing out, to say the least. Okay, so again, a lot of volatility, but even on that one, on Hedera, up 377.77% all time. But if you would have came in during that time of lows, excuse me, I mean, great example, 1,348%. I get it. Not everybody could come in all-time lows. I came in some lows on some particular ones, though. Jasmine, the graph, audio. I could go on. Anyway, that's the example I want to share with you guys. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Pay attention to it. Even if you're not into meme coins, pay attention to everything, because it's definitely worth pointing out. And of course, this is not the main highlight of the video, but I thought I'd point that out. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And if anything, if you listen to the outline, simply type into the comments GRELF, as in GRELF, and I'll know that you listened to the outline. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. Say goodbye to complicated setups and hello to Decent Wallet, the hassle-free solution to your digital currency needs. With just a few taps, you can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure.